Borak Selebriti kembali minggu ini dengan set yang baru. Nama saya Dina Nazir.
Saya Falik.
Yeah.
Wow, sofa baru.
Ya, saya suka. Dan hari ni kita ada seorang legend lagi. Saya membesar dengan muzik dia. Saya kenal dia di awal saya bekerja. Jangan apa kecil. Apa kecil? Apa kecil?
Maksudnya Dina kenal masa zaman-zaman dah start menyanyi?
Saya baru start menyanyi, ya.
Okay.
But actually, masa saya dalam pertandingan Malaysian Idol lagi saya dah kenal dia. Kita kenalkan lain macam malu.
Selamat datang. This is Johan Ishak, aka Joe Flizzow, guys.
Thank you Falik. Thank you Dina. How are you guys?
Finally.
Fine.
Sofa baru
Yes.
ini first
Awak
time.
yang rasmikan.
So far so good
Thank you, Ella Furniture.
Yes. How are you, bang?
Good. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Very
You're
good.
looking good.
Thank you very much.
Macam sama je 20 tahun.
Tak ada. Thank you.
Nampak
Body
juga
body.
bang. Ni busy bang sekarang bang pergi gym, makan pun jaga tengoknya sekarang.
Yes. Cuba. Lagi-lagi dengan konsert yang akan datang ni 15 Julai ni. I'm going to be doing the most number of songs I've ever done.
Wow.
Okay.
Like about 30 songs.
30. 30
songs. 30 rap songs where you got to rap
Untuk
fast.
orang yang tak pasti perbezaan di antara konsert dengan showcase. You've done a few showcases though.
Of course. Actually, it's been a while since saya buat semi-concert solo ni secara besar macam ni. Bukan nak cakap besar dari segi venue tu tak adalah besar sangat. It's gonna be big but intimate, nice new space called Geo Space in PJ. But when I say besar tu daripada segi jumlah musisi yang di atas pentas tu. So I got a full band. Very good. Some of the top Malaysian and also some international musicians yang ada tinggal di Malaysia ni. Malaysia ni ramai juga talent daripada luar negara yang datang yang dah macam orang Malaysia juga yang dah duduk sini 25 tahun, 10 tahun, you know, orang yang main dengan Philharmonic Orchestra. So I got some of these great musicians and I got a horn section. Like 3 or 4 horns on, you know. I have a string section. Like 8. You know, like with violin.
Kejap. Ini semua kena cerita kat update sekejap lagi.
So, you know,
I dah excited dah ni.
I have to stay in shape, I guess.
Okay.
Power lah.
Kan?
Tak sabar nak dengar.
Betul. Macam mana dia stay in shape tu kejap lagi. Kita nak masuk dulu sudut pandang.
Mari.
Okay.
Mungkin panas sikit lah kita nak tanya soalannya.
Lagi panas lagi bagus.
Stay tuned. Kali ni sudut pandang kita nak tanya pasal generasi baru. Okay, the newer generation. Kenapa? Soalan ni saya dah tanya ramai orang dan saya masih belum berpuas hati dengan jawapan yang diberikan. Kenapa generasi baru tu stability, dia punya impact, dia punya power tak macam especially in rap music. Dia keluarkan lagu 2-3 lagu lepas tu habis dah impact dia.
Viral kejap hilang.
Oh, you're talking about rap music in particular.
Rap music.
Pertama sekali saya rasa impact tu masih ada. If you look at K-Click, they've created a big impact. And I feel like they gave birth to a whole new generation as well of artists, especially daripada mana mereka datang. Kalau kita lihat dekat Sabah sekarang, I think the scene is very, very healthy, sangat sihat. Saya rasa mungkin kurang adil untuk cakap generasi baru ni kurang memberi impact kerana pada dasarnya agak susah juga kerana banyak benda dah dibuat. Like you got understand not? Like we were the first to do a lot of things. So for them, they have to live up to expectations. You know what I mean? So I feel like kita harus memberikan mereka ruang dan masa. You know, like stars are not born overnight.
That's
Although there have been groups that have taken advantage, like I said earlier, for instance, K-Click, you know, I think they had a good run. And I still think they have it in them. If they were, I know they've been in the studio, so they had a good run. They had Sah Satu Satu first came out, and then they had another one. I know they had 2 singles.
Yeah.
Then they had Mimpi, which was a very big song, and then they had Pulang. So this is what maybe for the general public who are not so tapped into yang tidak macam mengikuti 100% perkembangan underground atau aliran muzik underground, mungkin mereka lihat tiada impact. Kerana bagi mereka, impact adalah a top 40 hit or a top 20 or top 10 hit. You get what I mean? So, like for instance, if you look at other groups, Force Park Boys, group daripada Johor juga, and they had a big song with Lotus, during pandemic. But they've been putting out songs as well, but maybe not as big as the first one. So that can be viewed as tak ada impact, ataupun if you look at what they really been doing, they've been putting in work, they've been going around doing a lot of shows and still putting out music. So for me, as long as you keep active and your output tu harus tinggi lah.
Okay.
Output tu harus tinggi.
Okay, keep making music.
Yeah. But having said that, saya rasa mungkin dalam setahun dua ni kita akan, atau kita harus mencari pelapis dan generasi yang seterusnya. Like I believe like the new generation of artists, the likes of Killer Driz, we have Melawati has a very active scene as well. 53,000 budak-budak Melawati studios, Fuego, Pele, and the entire crew. And then you see like Perintah Records, like one of our homies, Abu Bakar Ali. I see him making moves, so he's got a whole movement coming out. And it goes on and on. Like Kuantan has a very active scene as well. It's very healthy. And it's also like saya banyak berbual dengan artis-artis ni dan you'd be surprised. Ramai orang bagi mereka a number one hit, number one stream song is not everything they dream about. You get me? Like for them mungkin diorang lebih. And this is the artist in them, and kita pun dulu macam gitu juga. Like some artists and some of these people I know very well. Diorang lebih penting untuk mereka impress orang dalam circle mereka. So macam and lebih daripada industri atau lebih daripada, because you have to understand that bukan semua orang punya goals tu sama.
Yalah, target tu.
But for me, like I'm very competitive. Like Johan, nama pun Johan, and like I like to look, and this is what I try to tell the new generation. Like we are not, you and me, we're not competition. My competition is that person, that diva that you say is the number one. We're going for that one. You get me? Like, and ini daripada dulu. Bukan nak cakap kita nak setanding dengan penghibur-penghibur yang tersohor, dengan band-band yang tersohor. Like we want to be on the same stage with the best. So not just, so for me it's like until they get out of that mentality that look, we are not in competition with each other. We need to go to the next level and be like, for you to want to be a household name in Malaysia. That's one thing. Because if you've ever berhasrat untuk menjadi international star, you kena ambil langkah demi langkah. Dan langkah pertamanya adalah untuk mungkin jadi star dekat sekolah. After that, mungkin dekat satu kawasan perumahan. And then after that, you become mungkin daerah dekat PJ pula. Macam saya dulu kat sekolah dulu. Atau mungkin bukan sekolah pun, dekat Padang je dulu. Bila dah terrace sikit kat Padang, pergi nyanyi kat talent time kat sekolah, kan, ataupun family punya wedding ke, ada birthday party ke. And then after that mungkin represent sekolah at a national level. That's what I did. Like when I was co-curriculum punya like organizations yang I used to be part of. And then after that we try to get into the scene, so the scene knows us, and then you try to get a number one hit, so in Malaysia, and then from there you get your first international show. Boom. Then you can go to Indonesia, you can go to Singapore dulu, Indonesia, Thailand, and then Japan, and then Europe, Amsterdam, and then New York, and then now we good. Now you're happy like with what you achieved. So like I said, not everybody wants to end up in New York.
Yeah.
Like for me, I want to be there every year because that's where the best play.
Betul.
Like if you play football, you want to end up in La Liga or Premier League. Like for me, I'm a rapper. I want to be in New York. And it was through Howard. It took me like 12, 13 years until I finally got, there. Like, not to say that I blew up there, tapi,
Ada
ada lah.
tapak kat situ
Ada
lah.
lah.
Ada.
Di sana we have, we are rolling with the best, I mean, like, we're rolling with, when I go to New York, I check in with Lupe Fiasco. The last time I was there, he's not from New York, but, he was in New York same time, but we check in with Wu-Tang, we check in with Raekwon, first call. What up, Ray? Big brother, I'm in your city, and then we go to, we link up with, so for me, this is what I dream. I dream of my heroes in rap were people like Tupac, people like Biggie, people like Snoop Dogg. I told my classmates when I was in Form 4 that I would do a song with Snoop Dogg. Wow. One day, saya akan buat. I'll tell them things like, semalam gua mimpi gua buat lagu dengan Snoop. One day I'm going to do it. Wow. And like, some people laugh, but some people believe me. And I remembered all those people, like my close friends that believe me, like, yeah, Johan, you're going to do it. One day you're going to do it. And it took me how many years? Like, that was, maybe I said that playingly atau main-main mungkin when I was 15
Form 3.
and I achieved it when I was 40 plus 41.
But you still got there.
Yeah, it might take you 25 years.
Yeah.
It might take you. So again, when you rewind what all I said, that's it. Some people, that's not their dream. Their dream is to blow up in Malaysia. Like we wanted to blow up like Indonesia. Like we wanted it all. Like if you look at Too Phat, like 2003 we were doing songs with Warren G. And that was our big, like that was a big artist at that time. And we wanted that. We did songs with Inul Daratista in 2005. She was the number one artist, dangdut artist in Indonesia.
Yeah, betul.
Too Phat had song with Kyla from Philippines, Machi from Taiwan, Joey Boy from Thailand. Like, the list goes on and on.
Yes.
Macam itulah saya cakap.
Jadi saya baru nak tanya pasal nasihat pada generasi baru. Tadi macam dah keluar dah semua Jadi
tak adalah, bukan nasihat. Saya bukan saya rasa
kongsikan what you did lah.
Saya rasa bukan tempat saya untuk memberi nasihat yang secara am kepada terlalu ramai orang. Because again, some people you can't, like, who said this? You cannot teach a fish how to climb a tree. So some people need to get there their own way. Kan? Bagi saya penting untuk dua benda je. Like have dreams, have ambitions, have goals, and then have a plan. You need to have a plan after that. How am I going to achieve these goals? How am I going to achieve this goal? Right? And then just stay focused and keep doing what you need to do.
Yeah, kalau
so,
kita
like I keep it moving. Like, mungkin susah nak percaya, tapi saya rasa saya tak ada musuh langsung dalam industri ni. Walaupun saya lantang, walaupun saya straightforward, walaupun but you know why? Also because if ada perselisihan faham atau ketegangan, mungkin kita akan berbual straight away.
Okay.
Like, lu tak,
settle on the
macam,
spot.
did I say something wrong? Or like you have to settle it within the next, before you have to bump into him the next time. Or him or her. You get me? Like, benda ni harus, especially kalau kita dalam satu scene yang sangat kecil sebenarnya.
Betul.
And kita semua anak seni. So saya rasa that the aggression or negativity should have no real place in our scene, unless it's for the art, like unless it's channel
through art.
To your art,
Yeah.
Jadi,
lain daripada lain. Okay, rasa macam Fali tak nak tanya kejap lagi lah. Kita tanya banyak lagi lepas ni dekat campak belakang. Kita nak campak belakang.
campak belakang.
Sebenarnya
Throwback.
ramai yang tak tahu Joe, cinta awak pada muzik first kali, adakah ia hip hop atau genre lain?
Bukan hip hop. Sebenarnya lagu Melayu.
Okay.
Rock
Kerana
apa?
saya membesar kat overseas. Dan waktu tu mungkin saya baru mula boleh bercakap dah pindah London. So saya rasa mak bapak saya mainkan banyak lagu-lagu Melayu, lagu P. Ramlee, lagu Bak Latif, you know what I mean? That and saya punya first permainan is my first toy. Budak-budak kecil lain semua ada toy macam
truck lah,
He-Man ke apa kereta. My first toy is gitar yang
nice,
macam gitar mainan, and then like speaker mainan. You know, I like all that.
Okay.
So then I started to menyanyi.
Okay.
Masa kita tinggal overseas, and my dad dulu kerja untuk BBC dekat London. So dia baca berita bahasa Malaysia. Tapi dekat London kan. So and kawasan perumahan kita tu, nama tempat tu Glen Hill Close dekat Finchley. So Glen Hill Close ni waktu tu in the 80s, ramai students, Malaysian students yang buat, all the best students that went there to, and mainly were like medical students yang pergi sana untuk buat diorang punya specialty courses. You get what I mean? So these are like best brains in the country. For some reason dekat kawasan tu juga, kawasan perumahan yang sama. So ramailah orang, bila orang datang daripada Malaysia melawat, datang singgah rumah. Dan itulah saya punya pentas pertama menyanyi. I used to sing.
Dekat jiran-jiran?
Tak, dekat dalam rumah kita. Macam
living
living room gitu.
Okay.
Macam ada
Ibu
shoot
kawan
time
datang rumah lah.
Yeah, so then after that, I listened to actually a lot of apa yang ibu saya dengar. And my mom had, I remember yang I boleh ingat vividly is Kool and the Gang. Get Down on It. That was my favorite song. Yeah. And then when Whitney Houston's first album came out, I remember it because my mom bought it like pretty much straight away. That time I dah balik Malaysia dah. And then I remember the album pasal kaset tu macam transparent now. So it's like transparent. Normally belakang tu ada hitam atau grey, but this was transparent. And yeah.
Ni kaset yang kita pusing dengan pensel.
Yeah, tapi kaset tu macam, yes. And then, you know, I listen to a lot of also, like I said, macam lagu-lagu P. Ramlee tu memang banyak. Kerana antara buku yang pertama saya dapat pun adalah buku lyrics. It's a whole book of lyrics. Semua lagu-lagu Allahyarham. And also my mom punya kawan baik. Very, very close. Best friend in fact is the late Syarifah. So Aunty Ani selalu datang rumah. And you know like saya and ramai lah macam kawan-kawan artis lain yang selalu datang rumah. So saya selalu tengok macam, wow, saya selalu terpegun tengok diorang. Macam diorang ni ada macam aura yang energy yang lain. And bila saya tengok, oh, because they sing and they entertain people, and that's a good thing, right? I mean, if you can make people smile and you bring joy to people's lives. So for me it was that, you know. I fell in love with hip hop like at the age of maybe 9 years old. So masa tu saya punya mak punya adik paling bongsu, nama dia Uncle Aman. So Uncle Aman ni later on will become Too Phat punya manager. Dia manager Maui juga. After that he was with right, he was with Astro punya management at time, Maestro, right? So he was the head of Maestro. But that was after Too Phat. So Uncle Aman ni macam the uncle dalam kita punya family yang dulu mana ada Spotify ni semua. So kalau macam ada birthday party ke apa, memang ada sound systemnya corner lah. Yang ada bag, dua bag CD. Sebelum tu 2 bag kaset. Lepas tu player yang ada 2 player, side A, side B kan. Ni main, ni kena standby. Tengah ada satu CD. So he was that uncle, you know, like had a lot of like CDs. So rumah dia macam ada satu corner tu memang bertimbun CD. So every time my mom pergi rumah dia atau you know, saya akan, that is my corner. Tu macam orang pergi library, I pergi sana.
Tengok
bilik-bilik. I will play
inlay.
I will read the inlay. Dulu inlay ada lyrics. So I can baca pom-pom. And then I would listen to everything, A lot of R&B, lot of like, pop as well. Of course, there's rock, a lot of rock. Saya pun suka rock dulu, especially rock Malaysian bands, Saya suka dulu macam
Search, of course.
Search, of course. Wings, of course. Then there's Bumi Putra Rockers.
Yeah.
What I mean? There's like, yeah, Ika Matra. These are all the OG bands, right? But when I picked up like the hip-hop CDs, saya tengok pertama sekali kulit album lain dari segi pemakaian.
Artwork ke?
No, they were like what they
Dress
wore.
up, okay.
Like fashion was different, the
Style-wise.
style was different. And then when you listen to the songs, of course some songs were like party songs and in fact one of the earlier songs yang I dengar macam Fresh Prince. Ni sebelum Will Smith, nama dia Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
So Fresh Prince ni dulu dia macam more like comedy rap, like humorous. He's got a song like I think I can beat Mike Tyson. So kalau you tengok video dia tu macam dia tengah boxing dengan Mike Tyson. Kelakar. So as a kid, it's not too heavy, right?
Okay.
So that was what started getting me into hip hop. And then I saw CDs like or albums from LL Cool J and Tribe Called Quest, and this is all from my uncle's collection. Yeah, but I think I really got into hip hop. Really, actually groups like Crisscross helped because I was the same age. And then bila you tengok macam Jump became a worldwide phenomenon. And they're my age. And I look at them like, they look at like me and my cousin Faris. Kita jadi macam diorang. So I dengan my cousin Faris pakai baju terbalik macam Crisscross. Semua Jump kan. And that was the introduction to hip hop. When I was like 13, 14, then I discovered like lyrics. Like I discovered like early Tupac. I was listening to Tupac like early first album. I got it because my uncle had the album. And every time he'll buy an album, he'll buy an extra one for me or he'll let me pinjam.
So nice.
And after that, I was very much into like the whole Death Row, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre. The first Dr. Dre album, The Chronic, I know every word to the entire album. Then after that, Snoop's first album, Doggy Style, I know every word to every song. Warren G first album, Rebirth of a Jeep Funk Era, something like that. I know every word. And then Nas came out. I know. I listened to that album every song. Then Wu-Tang, and then that's it. I just became a student. I became a real student of. Dan apa yang menarik perhatian saya adalah pertama sekali kandungan dia. Because I was also a fan of like Rage Against the Machine, Zack De La Rocha. So, the whole band, we had a band and we used to play Rage songs. But like with bands like Public Enemy, Rage Against the Machine, they were like a voice for the people, the oppressed. You get me? So we're talking about, they were the only ones talking about benda macam police brutality, masalah sosial, police brutality, like problem like drug problems or violence. They were the ones like preaching like unity and preaching a more conscious way of thinking, right? And then with groups like with people like Nas, with Wu-Tang, like to a certain extent, it's very spiritual and very like, okay, let's go back to the roots, And for me, I learned a lot about, hip hop pointed me to directions of other things where I would go on and learn, like philosophy or history, and I just felt like hip hop was the perfect canvas for me to paint. That's it, and I think when we came out, we were also to a certain degree macam representing our generation at that time. What we were going through, and I'm happy to be part of the whole process of the culture.
Kalau kita pendekkan cerita, hip hop tu mematangkan awak.
Hip hop macam kawan baik saya. Of course, guru-guru saya, of course, ialah mak bapak saya dan persekitaran.
Sekeliling.
Tetapi hip hop tu macam soundtrack to my life. You know, like even when I was 12, 13, 14, it was also like macam first time putus cinta kan kat sekolah kan, macam no one knows my feelings. But the songs, and maybe not even hip hop song, maybe like R&B songs, like Tevin Campbell, or like even like no, like TLC, like okay, sure. TLC and like Aaliyah. I was a big fan of Aaliyah. Masa Aaliyah meninggal,
I cried.
saya nangis.
I nangis.
Saya nangis.
Oh.
Cause
How dia meninggal pun tragic.
sedih. So so that's it. Like, and then later on, I would learn about the culture of it's not just there's rap, there's MCing. And then there's also the culture, like the elements. So there's breaking, there's DJing, there's graffiti, there's the knowledge bit of it, So the other elements, the other forms of performing, like beatboxing and all that. So I dabble in everything. Like macam belajar DJ skate, belajar b-boy skate, top rock, break skate, and graph 2-3 kali juga sampai pernah kena tangkap, graph dekat Subang tu kan.
Kenapa?
But then I knew just enough so that I know the elements, but I always knew from day one that my instrument is the mic.
The microphone,
all I need is the mic.
Yes.
And 96, 97, I started performing, like 95, 96, 97, I started performing actively.
Okay.
And then met Malik, 97, 98 was to Phat's first show, March. 28 March 1998. Yeah, 28 March 1998. That was the first show. So it's crazy, right?
Wow.
25 years later, we're still here.
Yeah.
Tapi saya dah amazed. Dia ingat tarikh show pertama tu.
Kira first date dia. Tapi Joe, turning pointnya yang bila Joe betul-betul, okay, jom kita jadikan rap ni sebagai kejayanya. Bila?
For me, when I decided to not go overseas to study, because ni macam late 90s, like 2000s, it was still a thing. Macam, kita kena belajar overseas. You need to get your degree overseas. And I was studying advertising, and I was supposed to go to. My course was a twinning program with Auckland Institute of Technology, but then I wanted to go to Melbourne. I wanted to go to RMIT. Because everybody was going to Melbourne again, and it was the closest. I mean, but then there was also the economic crisis, like 98. So the ringgit wasn't as strong, and so I didn't want to burden my parents. So it came to a point where, after I was done here, do I stay or do I go? And I decided to stay and just like do it full time. So yeah.
Dia lebih serius.
Just live the dream. and also macam, I mean, shout out to all my ex-classmates, but when they were doing their internship, and like I'll call them and like, hey, how's your internship, man? Like, oh man, I'm making coffee and just photostating things. Man, 2 minggu tak buat apa pun, kena buat kopi.
Lepas tu apa Joe Flizzow kata?
So I was like, oh, okay man, have fun man.
Bantu
Tapi bagus juga. I'm sure ada orang yang dia punya experience better, yang macam support. Best. Tapi the 5 orang yang I call tu, 5 bercakap benda sama kan. So macam tak payah. Aku ingatkan boleh jadi superstar apa advertisingnya orang kan. No, but honestly it was always. But I mean, of course, like I studied something yang tak jauh daripada apa yang saya buat sekarang ni. I studied advertising, multimedia and broadcasting. And multimedia in 98, 99, shout out to Lim Kok Weng, rest in peace to Lim Kok Weng, that was early. It was like ahead of the curve for us to, this was a college that was a perfect college for me because it's Institute of Creative Technology.
Yeah.
And we had students from all over the world already.
International.
Like
Yeah,
my
betul.
best friend Chris Maratwana, he was from Botswana. He's from Botswana. Now he's back there. Shout out to Chris. Like I met other kids that were into hip hop,
Yeah.
and now they got the fashion. That's why kalau you tengok masa awal lu, I seorang ada braids because my friends from Botswana would braid my hair.
Ah,
You know what I
nice.
mean, like the
Cornrows
my
and all.
homegirls from Botswana, like, yo, Joe, you got kind of like when I grow my hair out, it's kind of
Curly.
Afro-ish. So like, yo, I think we could work on that. So yeah, like, and it was. I knew that I had learned enough to enter the music industry.
Professionally.
With a bit more, in fact, daripada orang lain. Pasal at that time, like, imagine, like, I already know how to shoot videos. I know how to edit videos.
Okay.
Because I studied it.
Betul?
And my lecturers were, like, people from the industry. Like, dulu, Lim Kawan
Faham.
punya lecturers semua, people from
Aktif dalam industri.
Active or
Okay.
like legends in the game, So I was already, and we already learned, I already knew how to make a website on my own. We used to code HTML, like all that, So I already was in like there. I knew how to record because we learned it, and I also was already recording my own stuff. So I felt like, okay, what can, where I want to go, no one has done yet. So who's gonna teach me this? I'd rather learn from my big brothers like Illegal, Choi, like these are all the G Soul. Hayes, these are all my ababang, like Innuendo, Sam, Remy, Touchport. They were like very helpful. Even OAG, Radi, Chi, Adin,
Ni
Hussein.
kawan-kawan satu label lah ni.
Yeah. They were like satu label, and sebelum kita join pun diorang dah macam
Kawan.
nampak bakat dekat dalam tu Phat ni. Jadi diorang macam, I've always been like big brother mode,
Okay.
Like, listen, macam ni kalau pergi show ni autograph signing session, for us it's the first time. Macam Radi be like, Joe, come sit next to me. And then I would look at how Radi treat the fans, and like I would see how they just, when it's time to be stars, they become star. Even like Jake man, Jake Abdullah, like big shout outs to Jake. He was actually the first person to believe in us and play our single.
Yay.
Like it's not even like before the album came out, he put us on. So like Nazri Noran back in the day, these are like Project AK, this group. Walaupun genre music berlainan, tak, for real. Like I used to go to Live Center
Nazri
and
orang
watch.
marah tak kalau kita orang mention Project AK?
Tapi tak apa, kali ni dia takkan marah pasal these are like that was my favorite local band. And I would take the bus to Lot 10 and then walk to Live Center to watch Project AK play in the weekend. So when these people were with us, like it gave us a lot more confidence. And that was my, so panjang jawapan ni.
Tapi kalau kata macam ada seorang abang lah, one person yang banyak main impact dalam permulaan Joe dalam industri.
My uncle.
Aman.
Uncle Aman. Because bukannya daripada industri je, daripada I was 12, 13, macam nyanyi kat rumah, nyanyi kat sekolah, nyanyi dekat
Mana-mana.
family punya function, and then after that bila I dah start, he was the one yang
Support, encourage.
and bagi dengar CDs, our banyak CDs. Yeah,
Dia
definitely my
sangat
uncle.
supportive.
And also my mom and dad lah, of course. Macam you bayangkan you umur macam 10 tahun, lepas tu balik kampung naik satu kereta, I duduk depan dengan my dad, and then macam okay, go control
Radio.
radio kan. Tas masuk lagu macam gangster rap,
Okay.
NWA.
Oh.
When you listen to the content, like back then, if there was ever profanity and dia digunakan sebagai macam, okay, let's be real lah in everyday life people cuss.
Betul.
Okay, walaupun kita
Betul.
tak boleh pakai perkataan-perkataan ni di
Betul.
dalam kita punya
Art.
TV atau ni,
Interview.
tapi kalau betul-betul real, come on, main bola tak payahlah pergi duduk tepi padang. Tengok je berapa
banyak
perkataan
perkataan yang
berwarna-warni yang keluar daripada pemain
Betul.
dan penonton.
Betul.
Okay, let's be real. Cubalah pergilah stadium mana-mana, duduk tengah-tengah tu. Ada ke tak dengar perkataan world kan sekali-sekala
Baik
kan?
macam mana pun terlepas.
But for hip hop at that time especially, kalau ada pun unsur-unsur ni yang orang salah tafsir dulu. Because dekat semua album cover sekarang dah tak ada benda ni. Album cover is parental advisory, explicit lyrics.
Betul.
Sekarang ni lagi teruk, you know. But back then, the explicit lyrics tu bukannya tujuan untuk
Memesongkan.
tujuan dia untuk accentuate atau macam ekspresi tu lebih. Macam orang cakap, tak payah nak cakap pun tak boleh.
Dia kena tut kan.
Dia macam, benda ni best tu. Macam tu kan? You know, it's nothing. It's nothing. Honestly, it's nothing. But that was that. So, if you listen to hip hop at that time, and ni antara punca pada awalnya, hip hop tu disalah anggap, salah tafsir kerana mereka dah lah words laju and then you heard tut
Itu yang
like,
tangkap.
you know what I mean? So actually it's not untuk macam, you know, belittling people or macam mempersendakan orang atau mengutuk orang, tak. Dia untuk kebanyakannya untuk emphasize sesuatu ni point atau kemarahan. Macam tadi saya cakap, kalau ada aggression tu, is you salurkan kepada art you lah, kan? So itu je. So for me it was that. So my parents had that conversation with me, like self-censorship. Like I remember when internet came to Malaysia, ramai orang cakap macam mana kita nak censor benda tu. Memang impossible.
Nak bendung.
And the Prime Minister at that time said self-censorship. Right? Sendiri ya. Bro, takkan benda ni lu punya nafsu orang lain yang kawalkan. Tak masuk akal. You get me? So itu je. Kan?
Betul.
So kan? So that was told to me like, okay, these words you cannot use. Right? If I hear you using these words in the house, memang
habis.
Okay,
ada soalan. Soalan daripada seseorang. Dia kata, kita move forward
Alright.
Kenapa your first album solo bahasa Inggeris bukan bahasa Melayu?
Kebanyakannya bahasa Inggeris, tapi saya ada full song Bergerak, full Malay. Saya ada lagu Mengapa Harus Kita Bercinta dengan Hadi Mirza, full Malay. Saya ada lagu Isabella, full Malay. So
that was on Mr. President.
Yeah, album. President. So saya ada lagu Duit-Duit, which is half Malay, half English, di mana saya rasa saya at that time menjadi mungkin antara yang first yang buat macam bilingual. You know, like this ain't no rap, this ain't no trash talk, bukan cakap kosong. I ain't being arrogant, I ain't being sombong. Just wanna
half.
That's one thing. And also at that time, you have to understand, like, my goal after Phat was regional straight. I started going to Thailand. I went to Thailand a lot. I went to Taiwan a lot. I went to Japan a lot. These are the three countries that took me in. You get me? And I needed to make music for these markets as well. Tapi saya rasa saya tidak I didn't ignore lah Malaysia. But at that time also, I was also finding my sound. Because it took me some time. Daripada Phat tu and menjadi Joe Flizzow, saya punya perjalanan muzik solo tu. Kalau awak tengok saya punya timeline, President punya album tu lebih very experimental. You know, even with the mixing, the mastering, I was trying this engineer, that engineer. And mungkin secara keseluruhan, mungkin some can argue it could have been better. I personally feel like I made a lot of mistakes. Tapi saya cakap kat ramai orang waktu tu, saya rasa kalau saya nak start a label, saya rasa tidak adil untuk kesilapan macam beginner punya noob punya mistakes ni terjadi kepada artis-artis lain. Jadi harus dan penting untuk album pertama tu, with all the defects or flaws, at least it happens to me. And what we learn from that, we apply. So when it was time to sign Ultimate, everything was smooth. We're not going to make the same mistakes. You know, when it was time to work on Sona One's early in his career, like we knew what to do. Kan, dan macam tu lah. I'm telling you this, it's harder to write a simple song that people be like, wow.
Okay.
You get me? Oh, lyrics.
Faham.
Oh, wow. Gini je 5 word je.
Jalan.
Tapi it's still like, wow. You know, so it's for me, it's just a matter of preference. I like macam tadi cakap, setengah orang don't nak impress orang lain. I just want to feel good about my music, and then I just want to, perform these songs.
Okay.
Alright.
So panjang lebar kita
Yeah.
punya campak
belakang.
belakang. Love it. Lepas ni kita ada gelanggang.
Ayo, kita ke gelanggang BS. Yes, dan sekarang ni kita nak terus ke gelanggang BS.
Aha.
Jom kita nak main sedikit permainan.
Gelanggang.
Gelanggang. Jadi permainan ni dinamakan kalau Joe Flizzow ... Okay, contoh. Kalau Dina Nazir lah contohnya. Kalau Dina Nazir nampak nasi,
Dina Nazir ambil lauk.
makan. Okay, itu contohnya lah.
Okay.
Jadi yang pertama situasinya Dina.
Okay, Dina bagi dulu.
Dina bagi dulu lah, saya nervous lah.
Okay. Kalau Joe Flizzow ada RM1 juta sekarang.
Nak buat apa?
Kadang beg kat luar tu. Kita pergi beli kereta lah.
Kereta
dulu.
Tak ada lah. Kalau saya ada RM1 juta
sekarang,
saya akan masukkan dalam bank, dan saya akan minta bank tu bagi saya loan RM1 juta. Lepas tu saya ada RM2 juta.
baru beli kereta ke lepas tu?
Oh, dia beranak kan?
Dia beranak kan?
So hidup.
Okey, faham.
Okay, Falik, soalan seterusnya.
Kalau Joe Flizzow bukan Joe Flizzow yang sekarang ni, Joe Flizzow siapa?
Saya rasa saya mungkin tahulah, politician.
Wow.
Mungkin member of parliament. Mungkin menteri.
Minat
Mana
keras
tahu?
tu.
Why not?
Why not?
YB Joe. YB Joe.
Hey, why not, man?
Why not?
Soalan seterusnya.
Yes.
Kalau Joe Flizzow berdepan dengan Jennifer Lopez di depan mata sekarang, apa yang awak buat?
Saya check Brad Pitt ada tak. Bukan Brad Pitt, apa? Dia boyfriend
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. Tak check lu Ben Affleck kat mana kan. Check lu kasih Ben Affleck. Tak adalah. Saya I don't know what would I do,
Betul-betul depan mata awak sekarang ni.
I'll be like, J-Lo, what's up, man? Can you take me to your block? I want to see where Jenny live at. Or can you still walk in that block, through that block? I don't think so. We might have to call Fat Joe for that. Because I don't know if you can go back to the Bronx like that. You know what I mean? Boom. Saya rasa dia tak boleh pergi lah Bronx tu. Dia kena ada security macam 100 orang.
Uish,
kan.
mahal sangat.
No, but you know what? Like I like J-Lo because dulu ada show, nama show ni In Living Colour.
Yeah.
And
She was a
dulu
dancer.
She was a dancer kat
Yes.
show tu. So malam-malam show tu dekat Malaysia tunjuk pukul 12:30 malam. So my dad, I selalu kena cuit-cuit keluar buat tidur. So bapa I dah tidur baru I keluar.
Buka TV.
Pasal I was young, I was like 10, 11. So I was like, my dad be like, yo, go back to sleep. I said, yo, this is the best part. The last part, Jennifer Lopez come out. Dance. Dance.
Ciao. Okay, the next one. Okay, Joe. Kalaulah Phat tu tidak berjaya dulu, adakah Joe masih lagi akan meneruskan dalam bidang ni?
There was no way. I mean, bukan nak confident. Tapi you have to understand like kita punya train of thought and kita punya self confidence tu, like how we push each other and what we had set for for the group, the ambitions that we had set and the way we work, our work ethic was insane. We would be in the studio every day malam, daripada petang pukul 7 kita sampailah pukul 5 pagi, 6 pagi. Kadang-kadang tidur studio, bangun terus pergi kelas. So like, and we would do that for months in a year. Every time we go back to studio to do an album, it'll be like that. 2 months, 3 months of just the grind.
studio
So
time.
I think susah saya nak bayangkan yang Too Phat tu tak berjaya. Kerana the push, you know, like the hard work, and also not just us but everybody was so single-minded. I tak keluar macam when we did our first album, we didn't go out for like 6 months, lock it in, like everybody must do time, you know, pesta muda-mudi semua macam jom pergi back room.
Mana?
By the time kau sampai back room tu kan, macam orang macam lah orang dah setahun dah datang sini kan. Macam okay, it's okay, because for me we knew that we needed to do certain things. Yeah, so I feel like kalau tak berjaya, I think kita akan masih
lagi
mencuba.
Dia berjaya.
Because that was always the
Cool.
mentality. Because technically album pertama kita tak begitu berjaya dari segi macam tadi we were talking about kan goals. Yeah, dari from a underground perspective point of view, yeah, it had a lot of traction, it had a lot of, but we weren't doing the numbers that OAG was
Penjualan
doing.
tu.
Yeah. So for us, like kita belum berjaya. You know, so yeah, it was like that.
Okay. Last.
Boleh?
Last. Okay. Kalau dalam tangan Joe Flizzow sekarang ni ada satu kuntum bunga ros, nak bagi kat siapa?
Wow.
As
Salah
easy.
jawab ni bahaya ni.
As easy. Saya rasa saya akan letak kat tanah supaya jadi pokok.
Oh.
Dan
Widih.
saya boleh cakap dengan mak saya, dengan bini saya yang hold on.
Sorry.
If you want a sejambak, you have to wait. Sekejap.
Betul
lepas
lah.
ni boleh bagi ramai orang sejambak. Ramai tak boleh, ada orang je. Try juga sulit. Tak adalah, mana tahu cousin ke apa kan.
Yelah. Kan kawan
Makcik lain ke.
Kawan lain. Okay, tapi Jojo, seberapa penting sebenarnya Senawan dalam kerjaya seorang Joe Flizzow?
No.
So for me very important, because you have to understand, like masa saya keluarkan album Havoc tu, saya memang first and foremost kita dah sign Sona 2 years before that, but we really had a lot of confidence in his ability untuk produce music. And this is also, we're talking about like now 2008, 2009, 2010, 2012, hip hop has, or music making dah fully digitized.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Macam dulu ada MPC, but semua benda tu semua sekarang ada, tapi dalam bentuk Logic Pro atau Ableton
Digital
atau
lah.
digital, and it's really like half digital, half analog. So Sona was already very, very good, and I think until today for me is still one of the top producers. But bagi saya Sona, Alif, this is the current OGs lah in the game kan. But bagi saya penting kerana, you know, end of the day, hip hop will always belong to the youth.
Okay.
Betul. Ni memang adalah music untuk dan suara anak-anak muda. Kalau orang tua 10 orang kat dalam studio 10, I mean, you're not gonna get there. You know, you need to have, you know, I'm not saying that, you know, the OGs or the people that are older have no value, but fashion, music, it evolves, and you always need to bring in new talent,
people.
fresh talent. That's why rancangan macam 16 baris ni penting untuk industri.
Generasi baru.
Kan, penting untuk industri. Kalau awak tengok artis-artis yang kita pertengahkan atau jumpa for the first time daripada 16 baris is crazy. Like you have artists like Hulera or Bunga, siapa lagi, Yang Raja, Farid Jabbar waktu tu kan. Even K-Click, antara show-show awal yang orang datang ke KL untuk 16 baris. Dan bagi saya, of course, artis-artis ni bukan bermula di situ, tapi adalah satu platform
dia,
untuk
betul.
mengetengahkan mereka.
You know, mereka can,
Nak ke depan.
some the ones that shine can shine, like people like Lil J.
Mhm.
That was his first show ever. You know, like you know, I think that was recorded, and it's important, and also it's important to bring the scene together so everybody can work with each other. Lebih senang. Bagi saya macam tu lah. Tapi saya dengan Sona memang chemistry dan kita ada that understanding. And saya pun dah kenal dia
Kesefahaman.
daripada dia. Pasal dia dengan adik saya Iman macam best friend daripada kecil. Dia Iman, Alif, ni semua gang daripada kecil lah.
Okay. Alright. Lepas ni kita nak cerita tentang sesuatu yang sangat penting.
Okay.
This is
Konsert.
Johan.
Selepas berbelas tahun, abang, now you come back
Lama
with a
juga.
solo concert.
Solo concert. 15 July, Geo Space, PJ. Please be there. You know, it's going to be a night to remember lah.
Yay.
Inshallah. Very happy to be performing near my hometown of Subang Jaya. Dekat orang Subang Jaya ni PJ.
Sebelah-sebelah je.
Sebelah lah. Dulu sebelum PJ, you know, kita pun bawah naungan PJ kan. Daerah Petaling Jaya tu. But yeah, it's really we're really excited about the show. Saya akan nyanyikan lebih kurang 30 lagu dan mungkin saya memang tak tahu yang saya akan buat lagu-lagu baru daripada album yang akan datang ni. So you guys gonna have
first listening.
first dips. You guys akan dapat dengar untuk pertama kalinya at least 5 or 6 songs from the new album. I'll be performing.
Yang menarik minat saya ialah, okay, Joe Flizzow dah pernah perform dengan band. Tapi kali ni band tu siap ada horn section, ada string.
Yeah. I mean, dulu for me, like waktu kita ke AJL, itu yang saya paling excited dapat bekerjasama dengan Datuk Ramli MS punya band. And memang kita we were very dedicated untuk tulis score. Macam kalau especially like AJL yang apa khabar punya arrangement tu, like that was the first time we got to work with a full band orchestra like that. So this show, kita mula-mula ada hasrat untuk buat a more orchestra type of show.
Okay.
But then I feel like that maybe might wait for a different time. But we still have elements of it, you know. So elements, of course we still have turntables and DJs and scratching. So we're not going to go too far off. But yeah, it's going to be good.
Dan bila kita tahu siapa music director?
Marcus Q Sounds.
Marcus Young.
Yes.
Trombone.
Yes. So Marcus is, you know, Marcus Young. I mean, he is with the Philharmonic Orchestra, and he's actually been my secret weapon for the past few years. You know, so dia yang tolong Marcus, yang tolong kita score banyak of our live arrangements, and for the last 3-4 tahun. So macam saya cakap, Marcus has been in Malaysia for a long time.
Betul.
Kan, so there'll be
Okay.
Nice.
Kita tahu lagu-lagu Joe banyak yang berkolaborasi.
Betul.
Jadi masa di konsert tu Joe sendiri, siapa antara yang akan Joe undang bersama?
Sona, Alif confirm, I think. Zamira is coming.
Nice.
I got a new song with God. God is an artist, underground act. Maybe mungkin ada yang ramai dah kenal, tapi mungkin belum semua kenal. But yeah, this is very, I think they've blown up. They're very popular with the hip hop community, and I'm just happy to present a new song that we did. It's called Belian. So I'm looking forward to that. Who else? I'm trying to get a hold of DJ T-Bone. T-Bone, if you're watching this, man, call me. Nah. So Caesar will be with me.
Oh, Caesar will be
Right,
spinning.
and then we'll probably
Okay.
invite some artists from the label from Def Jam
Def Jam.
to make surprise act, surprise appearance. Yeah.
Jadi expect banyak kejutan lah untuk
expect banyak
konsert tu.
kejutan.
Jadi tiket
Nak beli kat mana? Harga berapa?
Lah, hey, apa? Yeah, you can get it at geotix.asia.
Okay.
www.geotix.asia. Link below. Check it out. Boom.
Dah start jual?
Dah start jual. Jadi tak salah
yeah.
Lina.
Yeah.
Mesti ada dia punya ni kan. Dia punya tier-tier dia.
Yeah. I think I'm not too sure. I think it's 388, 288, 188.
Oh, dah lingkungan tu lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also just follow me on Instagram because I might be giving out some free tickets.
Wow.
Coming closer to the show.
At Flizzow.
Yeah.
At Flizzow.
Yes.
Repeat at Flizzow.
Baik.
Mungkin ada free tickets.
InsyaAllah.
Baik, itu untuk konsert. This is Johan, 15 Julai.
Di Geo PJ.
Okay. Untuk lagu baru,
Just
Jo.
nice.
Sunyi.
Mhm.
Apa yang sunyinya?
Siapa yang sunyi tu?
Sebab
Kenapa
kita tengok
sunyi?
Jo.
Sedih betul
Jo ni bukan macam-macam lah. Rasanya dah lengkap. Itu dah ada, ini
dah.
dah ada. Tapi
Isi
masih
ada.
sunyi.
Saya rasa you know, as human beings, kita memang akan rasa kesepian sometimes. Like saya tulis lagu tu, sebenarnya saya terasa macam gitu sebenarnya waktu saya pergi New York last year untuk Fashion Week. Dan saya tengah duduk dekat, saya tak pernah duduk Manhattan. Saya jarang. Saya biasanya duduk Brooklyn atau saya duduk Lower East Side. But sekali tu saya duduk sekarang saya with Def Jam Southeast Asia. So the Def Jam office dekat sana is right there at
Manhattan.
Times Square.
Oh.
So Times Square dah lah ramai orang dengan kecoh and hotel pula kat situ. So it was so funny. Like at night, I was like, wow, so sad. You know, like so homesick. Macam homesick gila. And I'm like, I just started having all these thoughts and da. So that's when I kind of like wrote the song, like in my head. When I came back, Sona played this beat for me. And sometimes lagu tu akan, you know, it will draw out certain elements, you know. So like when I heard that song, I was like, hey Sona, I have this melody and I think saya rasa sesuai lah
Dengan beat tu.
So saya tulis lagu tu. Sebenarnya saya tulis lagu tu untuk as a demo untuk artis lain, mungkin untuk Sona atau mungkin untuk Alif. Dan bila dia orang dengar lagu tu, dia orang cakap actually the lyrics are quite personal. So
You should do it.
Yeah, it should be you. You know, it's more honest if it's you. So then macam okay lah. Like, I don't really sing. Saya jarang menyanyi sangat. Dan saya rasa itu bukan menyanyi betul-betul macam penyanyi nyanyi. Tapi awak penyanyi apa? Awak penyanyi betul. You know, but for me it's like it's a simple melody and it's lyrically it's very honest. Dan saya harap orang boleh relate. Dan macam saya rasa di penghujung lagu tu pun saya, it's like also macam assurance to people out there. If you're going through something like that, like loneliness or depression, you know, like you're not alone. You know, that's why I said you're not the only one. Never be alone. Kau tidak seorang. You know, never be alone. So, yeah. For me, it's different lah. You know, as I think a bit older, maybe when you're younger, you not so comfortable being vulnerable. You know, but for me now, I don't have. It's like sensitive thugs. We all need hugs. Tak ada lah. But it's something like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. I just feel like this album has to be, you know, for me to call it Johan, saya kena lebih terbuka. Saya bukan kena, tapi saya ingin
pilih untuk jadi lebih
terbuka.
terbuka.
Saya ingin pilih untuk lebih saya ingin kongsikan lebih banyak. Bukan saja kemenangan, tapi mungkin kekalahan. Or when you're at your lowest point, you can still express yourself through song. And you can have, you know, like sometimes people need to be reminded yang hey, life goes on. You know, like people are. You know, sometimes you lose. Sometimes when you lose people in your life.
Yeah.
You know, like there is ada orang lain berkabung atau bersedih atau mengubati rindu tu dengan cara lain.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So for me, like, if you look at the song, I actually dedicate the song to my late father. And kalau the last frame tu ada orang main frisbee, that was actually gambar my father main frisbee dekat Hyde Park in the 80s dengan kawan-kawan dia. So I think, for me that was
Very
a dedication.
personal.
Yeah,
Yalah.
it's personal. That was a bit random release kan, and unplanned. But I just felt like it was the right time to share with the fans.
Tapi dia tadi kan, masa dia cakap tadi masa album baru tu, nama album tu Johan. It's gonna be called Johan.
Yeah.
Bila-bilanya akan diriliskan tu?
Rasanya.
I don't know,
Selepas konsert ke?
Album dah siap, but saya rasa lepas konsert lah, supaya orang yang pergi konsert ni dapat eksklusif sikit, dapat tengok few songs, and then right after that we're gonna put out the album.
Nice.
Wow. Konsert This is Johan. Album Johan. Memang Johan lah.
Alright. Johan as in champion lah.
Johan
Okay.
champion lah.
Okay, itu saja untuk Berat Celebrity minggu ini.
Yep,
Thank you
betul.
very much.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so
for
much.
having me, man.
Macam-macam emotion roller coaster this episode.
Tapi saya teringin nak tanya satu dah, Jo.
Okay.
Macam Jo sekarang dengan image begini, kiranya tidak berambut lah. Memang tak berhasrat untuk menyimpan rambut ke, Jo?
Tak ada.
Memang tak ada langsung?
Saya lebih senang. For me now, time is valuable. I don't have time to like nak sikat rambut.
Soalan kau random,
Tak, random tapi bagus. Tapi macam for me, if you look at Michael Jordan, if you look at Kobe Bryant, the greats all are botak. Peace, one love. Only the legends can do this.
Tapi senang betul lah mandi-mandi kan. Bye-bye semua.
Bye semua.